Uh-oh, there's a big one. Well, I'm gonna try to get me and Mama a mess of okra tonight. And you can tell by the blooms. I always thought the okra blooms were pretty. They're still putting on. It's getting towards the end of September now. And we'll have okra till frost. I'm gonna pick us a mess. This is a garden update, little garden update for you. I'm gonna show you some stuff. And I'm kind of mad about something, and I'll share it with you in a little bit. All right, we didn't get a whole bunch. I cut this little. This is Friday. I won't be over here tomorrow, and I won't be here Sunday for sure. So it'll be Monday before I can get back over here. So I went ahead and cut the little stuff. That's enough for me and Mama tonight. We like to take okra and cut it up and bread it and fry it in our potatoes with an onion. And that's probably what I'll do with that little bit right there. But let me show you what else I did. We're starting on the second growing season on okra. I'll let these go. You can hear that. This is next year's seed. And we got a bucket full. That'll save us from having to buy okra next year. I let that purposely let that go to seed down on the bottom. You know how the big ones, they get great big and then they dry out, and that's what I did. So now we got the second growing season coming on. I see an okra up there I need to get. But when you're cutting okra, make sure to go down both sides of the row, because you won't be able to see something over there. And I got a bunch of that okra I just cut by going down the other side. So keep that in mind. So let's go look at something else. Here's the field that I told you I was gonna try to help this ground out a little bit. I made a video on it and making the ground a little better. You look right here, that right there is white clover. And if you look over here, I know the camera's a little shaky, sorry about that. You look right here, let me get back here. That right there is the sun hemp. That's our green cover crop. Now we got a pretty good field of this. Got a real good stand of it coming and growing. And I see some deer tracks out here. They've already found the clover, which I thoroughly enjoy. But I don't know if you can see it or not, but right back up there in that tree right there, there's fixing to be a stand. And like I told you before, I fed them deer this spring. Yeah, look here. I fed them this spring. They've already discovered this clover. I fed them this spring, so they're going to feed me this winter. And well, that sun hemp's really starting to take off. But this is, boy, them deer have been all in here. They've already discovered it. That's okay. I'll let them get used to it. And it's going to be, we're going to be some thinning the herd here before too long. So I want to show you this, but now I want to take you over and show you something I'm mad about. How many times in your life have you bought something and you could have got something that you knew was probably a little bit better for another $100? And when you buy the cheap one, trying to save $100, I'm all about saving money. Listen, I buy a lot of tools at Harbor Freight, but I don't use tools every day. But when I buy something, I want it to work and I want it to do what it's supposed to. I just bought a little mini tire changer to change tires on my tiller and on my four-wheeler and stuff like that, and fix flats and stuff. It's fine for stuff like that. But how many times could you have spent another $50, $100, $200 and got something better that would have worked better than what you bought? Let me show you something. You see that right there? Follow along. Those are the beets that I planted. And you see how they're gobbed up together? There. Look at this mess over here. Now, I purposely bought a beet from Hoss Tools that was called Solo. And the reason I bought that beet was because it was one plant per seed. When you go down this aisle right here, how many beet seeds do you see? How many beet plants do you see in that row right there? One or two here and there. There's a gob right there. I bought a cheap plastic Chapin seeder, and I put the beet seed disc in it, and that stupid thing dumped all them beet seeds right there on that row. There's a few scattered out down through there, and then you come over to this row and look what it did. It did the same thing. Folks, I wished I'd have spent another $100 and bought me a decent seeder. That thing, I had trouble with it in the spring. It didn't work right. I didn't like the way it worked in the spring. And I'll just tell you, I've read a lot of reviews on that seeder, and everybody said it was good, said it was okay. Seen a couple, but I'm going to tell you right now, I believe it's junk. I wished I'd have went ahead and bit the biscuit and bought me a Hoss Tool seeder or a Jang seeder. One of the two. They're expensive. They're a lot of money. But now you see what I got. So what I'm going to have to do now is I'm going to have to go in there and thin those and try to transplant those down that row, or I'm not going to have a beet crop. It just aggravates the fool out of me. But hey, that's what you get sometimes, right? That's what happens. You take a chance. I took a chance, and I'm not happy. But hey, I'll get over it. The sun still came up this morning. It's going to go down this afternoon. God's still on his throne. Everything's fine. He's in control. It's all good. Just got to put out a little work. So we're going to have to do some transplanting. You know, the Apostle Paul talked about over in Romans chapter 7, the things that I want to do, I don't do, and the things that I shouldn't do, I do, and the things that I don't want to do, wait a minute, let me get that right. He said, those things that I should do, I don't do, and those things that I shouldn't do, I do. Who'll save me from this body of death? Well, I planted these because I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to thin them. I didn't want to crawl around on my knees and thin them. But thanks to a good cheap seeder, here we are. So I might have to let these go a little bit longer. I'm going to try to separate these as carefully as I can. And I'm going to try to replant them. So let me take this group right down here. Try to spread them out a little bit. Very delicate. They may make it, they may not. But we're gonna try. The things a guy will do for something to eat. I am seeing some more down in here. Maybe I was a little hard on the cedar, but it made me mad. Take that Bermuda grass long to come back. Well, there you go. You get the idea. That's kind of what we're up against. But it's okay. We'll get her done. Hey, thank y'all for watching. Like, subscribe, share, comment, whatever. I'll see you the next time.